This is Marty with Zen Gamer, and I wanted to showcase maybe a little bit of build, my FlAME tier, my F tier, the Dante of aethergazer. So he is pretty cool, very cool aesthetically. I love his robot shiny sporty arm. I love the fact that he can do melee damage. I love the fact that he can just like put away his sword and start punching the crap out of people. I love his playstyle, how you can switch between the two, how you lose health. It feels very rewarding, like it feels impactful, like what you're doing feels impactful. I pulled him literally at 6 o'clock when the banner dropped. I'm like, okay, we're probably not going to get to be able to see this guy again. And everybody else is saving up for these other two characters that are coming right after. You know those characters I mean. Those waifus, right? So I feel like it would have been a really good time for me to pull this guy and showcase this guy because he's not going to be seen a lot. Here's my initial thoughts firsthand on him. I know there's people that have said he is not the best, he's not the most optimal. Everybody is looking at the CN side of things, and I 100% agree. He is not the best unit in the game. However, he is kind of the best unit in the game, if you know what I mean. He is literally the embodiment of a Devil May Cry character in aethergazer, and that is just badass. And his voice, let's listen to some voice lines. Let's go here. Let's just listen to a couple like things that he says. Just listen to his voice.
The more ways to deal with the enemy, the better. Thank you for your kind invitation to join Division 9, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline. As the Valley family, actually, as a partner, I should have arranged an official banquet for you, but I just never had the time. If you don't mind, why don't we hold one tonight? I'm sure Heiner and Edward will be delighted to see you. Another trouble.
So, like, he's got the best male voice in the entire game right now. Joseph May, shout out to this guy. He's very smooth. This guy is daddy energy. Alright. Let's go into his skills. I got these maxed out. Obviously, you gotta max out the skills first. Upgrade levels, the max out skills. I did not pull for his signature functor yet, and I think I will. But if you're not going for his signature functor, you can always go for it later. What I have is this very good functor that I would definitely recommend on putting on him. It's for every auto attack, pretty much. It increases his skill damage, and that synergizes with FlAME tiers build very well. And you go ahead and max this out first. It's going to be a lot cheaper. You could find this laying around whenever you pull for any, I'm pretty sure you guys can get this. It's very cheap. He does a lot of damage. This is what I put on Anubis at first, and before I got his signature. Definitely would recommend him. Surprising damage from him. His sigils. Here's the interesting part, guys. Let's go to his recommended sigils. So we got this. We got these sigils, right? This one, pretty much, it gives him 10% skill damage and ultimate skill charge speed. That's okay. And when a teammate is granted a skill ultimate, bonus, like he gets increased skill damage by 20%. So that's a increased percentage of 30% skill damage right there. And then on top of that, his melee damage goes to 30%. This is not a fire Sigil. It's a just straight up melee damage Sigil. I would recommend you start probably updating some modifiers who are melee. Excuse me. And go ahead and update those modifiers melee and go ahead and put that Sigil on, because this is a very overpowered Sigil. And it's very interesting because, let me read this to you. The mod enters a blessing state for 1 second when the mod grants an ultimate skill damage boost to a teammate, right? So this will only work if you are a melee damage champion that can give an ultimate skill damage boost to a teammate. And his ultimate skill does increase damage of his teammates. So this synergizes very well with him. And then when that happens, he is going to get like a buttload of damage. So if he is paired with a unit that ults and then gives him damage, he can ult, give them damage, and then get even more damage. So this is like increasingly stacked. Now this is very important when hitting top peak, top of the leaderboard numbers. You have to pair him with somebody who can do an ultimate or an ultimate skill chain and boost his damage, like Ling Guang can boost his damage, and then when he ults, he's going to ult the team's damage. I know this is ridiculous. He's going to give the team damage, and then they're going to give him more damage because he gave them more damage. You see? So like, and then he stacks all these percentiles on that one Sigil. Okay, so that's a no-brainer. Get that for him. Now, what I will totally disagree on, increase rage mod skill damage by 10%. That's cool. Increase rage charge speed by 7%, and then obtained up to a maximum of 35%. So I don't know if, I know that it's a flat 7% for each modified level attained up to a maximum of 35%. So I guess when the modified level attained is 35%, it stops. Or it goes up to 35% increase of rage charge. Either way, the one I have is better because you're still going to get, let's look at this guy here. So increases attack by 3% each time rage is expanded. So when your rage is expanded, you get more attack. And gains rage 8% more quickly. So that's 1% faster for 8 seconds. Effect triggers only once every 3 seconds and stacks up 5 times. So the effect, so you're going to go 3, 6, 9, 15. So you're going to do 15% more attack damage. Attack damage is damage. Skill damage, it's going to be just attack damage. That's for your autos, that's for your skills, that's for your ultimates. So the other one his recommended is kind of like the outdated version of what I have. This doesn't give him any passive damage other than the skill damage of 10%. And 10% opposed to 15%. Where it stacks, and I like that it stacks because his playstyle is a stacking playstyle. This gives you more damage. The numbers have been tested with this. So I would recommend you build this item. Build Feather on him, and then go for his Sigil set. Alright, let's see what else we got here. No warp skills. I'm going, because his playstyle was like Anubis, I'm just going to go for the flat melee damage and the flat skill damage. He does a lot of burst damage. I'm not going to do any of that percentage. You could probably do more damage when they hit lower percent of their health. That is entirely up to you. You know, like optimal or not optimal, this is your playstyle. But what's optimal for me is probably going to do the flat skills, because his skills are going to do flat percent damages. flat percent damage, so go ahead and just like build him how you want. And for some reason he's got a crap load of this. He's got tons and tons of chips. Like, hello, chips. I'm gonna mess around later, equip these. They're probably gonna make him survive longer because his health does go down. He will maintain the blazing armor stance. That's gonna keep him alive longer. He will only cast firing assault when his blazing armor stance if his rage is over 80%. So I'm pretty sure these are all survivability stuff for the bot. Maybe he dies a lot as a bot because he is losing health when he fights. And if you play him wrong, he loses health very fast. You can have this on him, and you can have this on him.
That's a nice
too.
new trick.
When you get him, you can go ahead and read these. The lower the mod's HP, the more damage he will deal. I love that playstyle. So far, this right here is giving me the most damage, and it is high risk, high reward with FlAME tier. This is a little bit more safe.
That's a nice new trick.
This is like if you want to kind of just spam without this is like if you want to spam without, you know, considering his kit as much. And this is interesting.
That's a nice new
I don't
trick.
really like this much because this just goes around one of his abilities, where he will shoot a blade and it'll be stuck to somebody, and this will allow him to have that play style. So if you play him and you love that play style where he throws out his blade, it's attacking someone, and then you hit them with your fists, this one is going to be good for you, which is pretty cool. I'm still messing around, but so far I get the highest
That's
damage
a nice
numbers
new
from this
trick.
build right here with my build. There you go, guys. This is FlAME tier, and this is my recommended build for him. The most important part of this build to note is that current Sigil is out of date. Don't build it. That's too safe.